Ended up winning the World Cup, so they'll have great memories of the stadium.
Some pretty famous players that came out of that team as well. The likes of Andre Pollard played there, Dylan Lates, Peter Steph-Dutoy, Jan Serpentine, Paul Willemse, Steven Kitsoff, Ollie Kebbel, Travis Ishmael.
Yeah, what a brilliant team. And, you know, I think in a couple of years' time, we're going to be saying the same about the junior Springboks team. Some real great players in their team. And who knows, you know, this Georgian team, led by their captain, Boduli, will we see him in the Georgian Test jersey pretty soon? We saw their senior team playing last night. They put up a huge fight against the Springboks. A couple of youngsters in their team as well that could easily have been playing here with the under-20s, but have been called up to senior team.
What an effort Georgia put in the first warm-up match for the British and Irish Lions series, which is coming your way in your World of Champions in the month of July and August. The British and Irish Lions, incidentally, today play against the Golden Lions. And one of the junior Boks had to go into a COVID bubble to be available for that game. And Jordan Hendricks had to fly off. And here is Burduli, captain of Georgia. They've fought hard down here in South Africa. Some inclement weather conditions have made things difficult for all sides. They narrowly lost against Uruguay. How dearly they would love to snatch a victory before flying away once more. I was faithfully informed by Yusuf Jackson that over 883 COVID tests have been done on these players during their times here, and they'll have to test again before they get back on the plane to go home. Such an effort, such a sacrifice for these youngsters as well, but how dearly they will love to be playing high-level competition in the midst of this global pandemic and trying circumstances. And as they line up on Newlands Field, we prepare for the national anthems of both Uruguay and Georgia in the first of our two matches here this afternoon. How's about that for some feeling from the Uruguayans and the Georgians as well? Passionate renditions of those anthems. And as the rain continues to hold, We prepare for a titanic clash between these two young under-20 sides. Phumzile Mbewu in control of affairs this afternoon. And this may just be some of the last rugby matches that this famous stadium ever sees. Who knows what the future holds, but let's enjoy this afternoon while we have it. Home, of course, of Western Province Rugby and host of so many favourite test matches for the Springboks themselves. Now prepares to host the young upstarts of these four nations: Georgia, Uruguay, Argentina and South Africa. We are ready for kickoff. Petre Kutsishvili with the kickoff, received by Carlos Deos, the inspirational captain of Uruguay. Great torpedo kick, seldom see those these days, may just be called a knock, and it is. Yashvili has cocked up possession to the Uruguayans.
Yeah, not a great first touch for Ashvili. Was the good old torpedo kick. We haven't seen that often in modern day rugby.
Left.
So it's good to see. Naaspoorter will be smiling from ear to ear.
Left.
One of the most famous Springboks of all time, of course. Not of this parish, Western Province.
Yeah, it also does make it pretty difficult to take it out of the air, especially if you aren't going to use half of your body to bring it into. If you're just trying to catch it in your hands, it makes it very tough to catch it.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Solid hit from both sides. It bodes well for the rest of the game. Deus gets it away to Tafena Berry. It's a live wire scrum off. Clears from the base as well. Deus around the corner to Echeverri. Great pace early on from Uruguay. Deus. Is he on his feet? And Phumzile Mbewu drags us back all the same to the advantage that was being played for Uruguay.
Number 9. 9. Offsides.
Yes, really the culprit for being offside at the scrum. Thought that ball had shot out the back. So he might have a casing point. There, ball's out.
On me. Just manage them. They need to be in line
he
with
had
you.
actually gone back the 5 yards, so he had taken up the space before the ball was up.
Okay, good.
Conceding a technical penalty and another advantage early on. Not great for Georgia under pressure in the opening moments.
Just open up,
This
guys.
is what let
Open
them
up.
down in that first game in round 2. Paul against Uruguay was their discipline. They really were the better team, but the discipline let them down.
Let's see how that progresses today in what's sure to be an impassioned match. Uruguay on the drive right now. Lost control and wisely breaking away is Gutierrez. Set for the Tafena Berry. Aggressive defending from Uruguay, particularly Sutidze, the number 8. Attempting to show some deft hands.
Bring advantage now, come.
Come up with the ball somehow. Tafena Berry gets it away.
Tackle!
Knock-on advantage in favor of Uruguay to chip over the top. Not enough distance on it. Great commitment in the take as well. No mark called, it would appear. Fascinating stuff there, Butch. How exactly did that go down? Did he not call the mark, perhaps?
He's claiming he did, so I don't know if Mr. Mbewu maybe didn't hear it. There's a lot of talking going out there.
Gents,
Well, maybe
here's your mark. I need
maybe
to
not a
keep it
clear
left.
take, but it was played in the air. So the Georgians can feel a little bit unlucky.
Here's the mark. Left. You start here, you finish here. If you start there, you finish there.
Great work from Phumzile Mbewu, just pointing out
Crouch.
early infringement at the last scrum came.
Bind. Set. Stability.
All set
Stability.
up to the left here are Uruguay if they can hold themselves at the scrum. Deos waiting for it at the back, gets it away, and charging forward is Alonso. It's fallen loose. Gomez Platero has to tidy up. Tafena Berry, great general at the base of the rack. Dono carries it in. All about defense for Georgia early on. Tafena Berry tries for the snipe.
Off the ground.
Cannot keep his feet. Gutierrez, Rua. Great control early on, great power from Uruguay. They might go for the drop goal here. Gomez Platero. Over it goes. Great work from the number 10, and Uruguay take the lead.
Yeah, great work indeed from Gomez Platero. Going nowhere, Uruguay. Good defense from the Georgians. Get back in the pocket. And straight through it goes. They had a good attack from the centre scrum, actually. The opportunity was on out wide to maybe get a try instead of the drop kick, but just the one pass going behind Gomez Platero's back, ending that move pretty briefly.
Back underway, Tafena Berry receives. Ooh, almost mishandling a couple of juggles, but eventually under control. Navrosashvili. And he hangs one up for Uruguay to deal with now, and the pressure tells, but it's knocked backwards by Bamuela. That's fallen loose in the challenge. All legal. Turns to the Budyashvili. Wisely so, the chasers are putting pressure on now. Uruguay have some time to clear.
Stay here.
And a wobbly old kick. Give Georgia a chance to counter. Sutidze, strongly built number 8, into contact. Kakoidze. Knocked on in the tackle. Frustrating, their first attacking opportunity comes to naught.
Yeah, it does certainly seem like it is pretty slippery out there. Handling not up to scratch just yet. A lot of players also slipping.
Chance. After set, I need stability.
Two brilliant little kicks from the Georgians.
After
the first
set,
one was a
stability.
huge up and under
There's a mark.
from Navrosashvili.
Thank
Just
you.
landing outside the Uruguayan 22, so perfect distance. Putting them under pressure, and then a little kick over the top from Yashvili. Just didn't have the correct traces with enough speed to get there.
1 minute, please. Okay, just break up, break up, break up. Yeah. Nice. Okay. It starts here. Time off. It starts here, gents. Both of you. It starts here with the mark. You need to be left, and you need to be left. So this guy doesn't go head to head with his opponent. You got it? Yeah. Thank you. Let's go.
Much firmer underfoot here at Newlands than it was at the Markota. Really felt the punishment of days of rain and so much rugby. Wonderful field that it is, of course.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Ferocity on the hit from both sides. Georgia making advances as they've been threatening to, and the penalty comes their way. Look how much it means to this side. This is what they base their game on.
Yeah, it certainly is. And in round 2, this is how they got back into the game. They would go for the scrum penalty, kick it downfield into the corner, as they'll most likely do now.
On the 5.
And then they put on the big rolling maul. That's what we can expect from them today, I've got no doubt. And really big scrum from them.
Make sure they're
it's
in line
always
with
tough
you.
when it is your own ball. Your hooker has
Open
to
up.
hook the ball.
Open up, open up.
The new laws, so it does remove them from
On the
scrumming
line.
at
On the
100%.
line.
Gutierrez. Pardon me, it's Maisuradze, hooker for Georgia. Contest at the front from Deus, the captain, but it comes down on Georgia's side. Immediately looking to get things moving, but they're shifting laterally on the field. Now looking to swing it and move forward. Uruguay may have to reset here.
That's once now.
They've been warned to use it. Can they get some momentum going? It appears that they can. They're sticking to the task here, Georgia.
Out 5, out.
Tucked in at the back is Maisuradze, still waiting patiently for the gap to appear. Maisuradze over the line for the try, and the celebrations commence.
Yeah, that's the way they're going to play today. And great patience from the Georgians. They were asked to use it once by referee in Bewe. But they got it going again. Great patience shown by them and great strength. Let's see if there was any grounding.
Tough to see there, Maisuradze.
Yeah, I think it did go down.
Yashvili, the number 9, getting stuck in with words more than actions, as is the tendency of the number 9. Try given, great start for Georgia. Frustration of their group stage match against Uruguay. They'll be looking to expunge that. There's Kutsishvili. Powerful strike, but it does not raise the flags. Dragged to the left by Kutsishvili. Almost tried to put too much effort into that. 5 points to 3, the score remains.
Yeah, well taken line out by the Georgians in the front. They had the Uruguayans competing, which always makes your defensive of them all a bit vulnerable. But they did well initially, Uruguay. But once Georgia got that second shove on, it was unstoppable.
Patiently as he goes, Gomez Platero. Great pressure from Uruguay, slipping through the fingers of the Georgians, and Yashvili gets charged down. Absolute chaos from the kickoff. Looking to respond immediately, Uruguay.
Yeah, it was a great chase by Fakiolo on the left wing for Uruguay. The Georgians not able to take it out of the air. They had a player out
that
there.
set piece down there was very good. Let's just keep it there. Left, yeah? Okay. You're good. Yeah, left. So, you and him.
Yeah, we go again. Scrum time. What will the Georgians do? Will they keep the ball in and go for the penalty, as we've seen throughout the tournament? Or will they play it out to the back line?
Okay. Point! Sit!
Hear the echo of Pumzile and Beru's voice echoing around this empty Newland Stadium as Georgia look to impose themselves on Uruguay once more. Moving forward, no penalty coming, told to use it. It's now been trapped under the feet, and Yashvili does eventually get it away, and immediately it's knocked on by Georgia. Intense frustration they'll be feeling. They'll feel they had the dominance in that scrum, and Uruguay were breaking up.
Yeah, I think that's the right word, Paul. Frustration. You've got the upper hand in the scrum. You're going forward and you get told to use it. It's not ideal. And then to compound that frustration, you go and knock the ball on to give it away to Uruguay.
Thank you. No, you mustn't be straight. This is straight. Left. Okay. Thank you. Let's give it up. Move a little bit.
Saw a lot of Channel 1 ball from the senior team last night. Ball in and out as quick as possible. It's always good to see when teams have been practicing that.
Crouch!
But you don't use that Channel 1 when you've got the upper hand like they do today.
Sit!
Quickly out, Deus at the back, Tefana Berry charging into the line. Alonso has had a big impact in this tournament. Tefana Berry, Gomez Platero forced to change his mind, and the Georgia defensive line rushes up on him, looking to hold him up off the ground as Burduli. Maul called. Great work from the big men of Georgia, and they await their own put into the scrum again. They'll look to attack the set piece.
Yeah, great stuff from Burduli.
Got away with the necklace again.
Again, he was asked to take it off in the second round.
Cheeky stuff.
Obviously, doesn't often take it off, so he's just forgotten that.
Front row. Already.
In.
Comes towards us.
Early.
Of course, the reason that you can't do it is it's dangerous. Push to the other players. You can get caught on anything.
And to yourself.
Of course.
Check it. Okay, just listen to the calls. Listen to the calls, and we take it slow as we
Not a
can.
frivolous necklace.
Yeah.
All the same, it really does need to be taken off. Hopefully it gets spotted by a refereeing team sooner rather than later.
Yeah, especially if it means a lot to Boduli, because it might be the last time he sees it.
Coach!
I'd rather get it safely into his coach's hands than trying to look around Newlands for your necklace.
Players love to tear other players' scrum caps off at rucks. Why not a necklace? Here comes Georgia again, crying out as they move forward as one. This Georgian scrum is a force to be reckoned with. No advantage again. And they're going to have to consider how they approach this if they won't be getting penalty advantages from that. Chikovani carries it in. Up it goes from Kutsishvili. Great take this time.
Tackle!
From Bamiula. Tackle called, so he must be released. Defender Deus ready to carry again. Trying to find some space, almost lost ground doing so. Defender dipping his head. Bianchi going into contact. Reminiscent of Damien Dallender on this pitch for the Stormers for many years. Carrying it up at inside centre. Here's Tafenaberi. Gomez Platero chopped down at the knee. It was Alonso. Uruguay eventually changed tactic. Into touch it goes on the halfway line. Very interesting battle between these two sides. Once again shaping up just as it was in the first match, Butch. Neither side giving an inch.
That certainly is going to be a close one. I'm going to throw it out there though, Paul, and just say that Georgia are going to get their first victory of the tournament.
Love it, Butch.
Yeah, they're looking up for it, but as they have in the whole tournament, the first half they've really been good in all their games actually. It's just if they can manage to keep those legs in the second half.
And it comes crisp line out eventually. Gelkovitse receiving. Up it goes from Yashvili. Plenty of chasers for Georgia, putting body on the line to get underneath that ball. Uruguay will come up with the goods. It's a Fenerbahce.
Use now.
Taking his time as well. And this is a contestable kick, or it should have been. Deus unable to get there, but he does affect the tackle. Down goes the number 10, Kutsishvili. Uruguay powering through this ruck. But they do not get any fruit for that. Consolidating their position, Georgia, using their forwards. Gelkovitse. The line-out receiver carrying that time, Yashvili. Really looking to put pressure on the kick receivers. But so far, Uruguay have been great. Big hit in the midfield. Man down, and now on the chase of Georgia. Well, no advantage being gained, apparently. We'll go back for the scrum.
Yeah, there was a great hit in midfield. It's Galdava with the big hit. Look at that, perfect textbook stuff from the big man. Yeah, not ideal for Rua. Used on the side of the scrum as well a bit. Galdava on the flank. And that eighth man is a really solid unit. What do you think, Paul? Keep the ball in, go for the penalty again, or they've got a fancy move planned with the backs all lining up behind the scrum. It'd be nice to see that unfold.
Bind! Sit!
It will be interesting to see if they can earn a penalty from their scrum. Pumzile and Bearwool's been unwilling to give them penalties ever since the first. Here they get their momentum again. The back line starts creeping to the left. And they'll have to use it. The arm is not shooting out from Pumzile and Bearwool, and it does now. They get their advantage, and now they play Sutidze. And that's disappointing.
Just popping out now. Popping up under pressure now.
Yeah, very disappointing. Especially when you do have the advantage. It's a free roll of the dice. just standing up the Uruguayans that time.
Pulse.
And interesting, the Georgians have opted to go for the poles, even with their strong line out more. It was a pretty easy kick right out in front.
Well, having lost narrowly last time out, perhaps they've discussed a change of approach.
Yeah, maybe every point's going to count today.
Yeah, yes.
They're certainly imposing themselves on their opposition.
Yes.
That can't be denied. The scrum
Side,
looking
yeah.
very strong at ruck time as
Always,
well,
yeah.
although Uruguay are ferocious at ruck
I
time.
can pick you up, Egan.
Georgia will be looking to right the wrongs of round 2.
4.
There is their coaching team, one of whom, of course, we spoke to pre-match. Lado Kilasonia, eager for victory here today. Kutsishvili. That one is straight and true. The flags are raised, and Georgia take a 5-point lead in this closely contested match.
Yeah, I agree with you, Paul. Those kicks are going to really count in this game, as it may count in our second game. Junior Springboks and the Pumitas. Weisberg's been very accurate with the boot for the Pumitas. So who knows? Will it come down to that penalty, the drop kick?
Thomas Platero, another one of the impressive fly-offs at this competition. He's played plenty of game time as well.
Let's use it. Use the ball
for
now.
this Uruguay side. Yashvili away. Keeping it tight. Uruguay meeting Georgia on the game line that time.
Use
Yashvili
it 9.
preparing for the box kick. No protection, so plenty of pressure from Uruguay. And that's knocked on by a Georgian hand. Well, the tactics are clear, Butch.
Yeah. Spasso. He's had a haircut. He had a huge mop of hair the previous few games. Got rid of that. Maybe he's taken away his power because he's been outstanding in the air actually for the Georgians.
Mark here.
Yes.
In that specific role with the box kick, chasing and getting up off the ground. Been really good.
Clearly an important role for the side that leans heavily on that tactic to move upfield rather than the guile of their backline players.
Huge! Point! Sit!
Quickly out by Georgia, wisely so. Tafer Naberi off to Alonso for another crash ball set up. And the penalty comes the way of Georgia. Not rolling away in the midst of that tackle, Petre Kutsishvili.
Talk to me.
Good carry from Alonso. Kutishvili, the man, he's trapped underneath there.
Oh dear, oh
Zile?
dear.
Yes, Egan.
Okay, you to put the time off, we got foul play.
Oh no.
That's Egan seconds in the TMO
Time
box. This could be very bad. This
At
is
that last
eye-gouging.
breakdown, we have possible foul play.
Okay, Egan, I'm coming to you. I just want us to check the possible foul play on the last breakdown. That was here.
Okay, Pumzile, I'll get back to you.
Which punishment for eye gouging?
Yeah, that's the last bit of play that Alonso is going to be involved in. It's a pity. He's such a good player. First little bit of play like that we've
Checking
seen
a
from him.
possible foul play.
Been the real talisman for the Uruguayans.
Okay, Pumzile.
Used a lot in carrying
We've
of
got
the ball.
foul play by Uruguay number 12. After you blew the whistle to give a penalty, he put his finger into the Georgian player's eye. So we've got a case of eye gouging.
So I'm reversing the penalty. So I'm just confirming what you said now, Egan. You said Georgian player, number 12.
No, the Uruguayan player number 12.
Uruguayan player, number 12. Put the finger in a Georgia's player. Eye gouging. So
Correct.
I'm going yellow card.
Pumzile, it's an eye gouge, so it's a serious case of foul play there.
Okay, so again, I'm going to, number 12, Uruguay, a red card then.
Correct.
Correct? 12.
Number 12,
12.
Uruguay.
Number 12, Kepi. We've got a possible foul play against 12 after I've blown for a penalty, and then he put his finger in the player inside. So I have to act on that, and that's a cautionable foul play. So I'm going to give him a red card for this. Red card? Yeah, him. Eye gouging.
Simple as that. Juan Manuel Alonso. And you could see as he walked away, Kutsishvili was holding his eye. There was redness around, and Alonso feeling the pain now.
I already spoke with the captain.
Just sometimes your passion can take you over the edge, Butch,
so
as a young rugby player.
Place for the incident?
Yeah, and also the frustration. You know, you get frustrated. The man's lying in the way and not rolling away. You want quick ball, but it's certainly not the way to deal with it. That's for sure. And a deserved red card. Of course,
eye gouging.
The game has tightened up on foul play. I still question some of the collisions. You know, it's a huge collision sport, this, and it's what we all love to watch, is the big collisions. So there are going to be one or two mistakes in that regard. So I think there you can be a bit lenient and maybe give the yellows, but for something like that, it's a definite red card.
No question about it.
And the sun's out. Well, at least there's a bit of positiveness, yeah.
A good omen for Georgia, perhaps. They'll be playing against 14 for the rest of the match. In it comes, contested at the front again. Well, Georgia pumped about that. And they'll need to take every little victory they can get as Yashvili's mistake is punished.
Yeah, and the Georgians, they'll know that they're playing against 14 men now, but you really can't let that affect your mental state of mind, and they've got to stick to the way they've been playing. Have those big scrums, big mauls. Don't try to throw the ball around now because you are one player to the better. So those opportunities will come when there is an overlap because of that player short, but nothing to panic about. Just stick to the way you've been playing.
Couch. Bind. Sit.
Just look at that from Georgia. They are not done at scrum time. Deus on the go, though. Very good running, number 8.
Ball is available.
Often had to pick up from the base of the scrum for Uruguay.
No.
Over the last 3 matches, and he's been effective almost every time. Tefena Berry, surely their standout player on this tour. Dangerous stuff from Georgia, under pressure from Uruguay. Just can't handle it. And now Uruguay piled into the ruck looking for the penalty. It's come back on their side. Tefena Berry digs in. Snipes again. And an advantage to Uruguay. What a response to the red card they've received. Down in Georgia's half, all of a sudden applying all of the pressure. Can they keep this energy up for the full 80?
Yeah, they certainly got their tail up, Paul. You would have thought it would have taken a bit of the wind out of their sails, that red card, but it's actually given them a bit of a boost. And how often have we actually seen that? You know, when the team does go down to 14, they all stick together and play so much better. Was offside.
Make sure they're in line with
the Georgian number 13, Kakodze.
In the line.
Juggled by both sides. No call on a knock-on from either side. And on we go. Uruguay have possession somehow. Gutierrez. Wrapping around the corner. Men over the ball for Georgia. Hands on, and a penalty comes their way. Frustration for Uruguay. Just as they created something for themselves, they've thrown it away.
Yeah, they needed to win that line out cleanly. Just a timing issue, actually. They got the player up there, but he was on his way down by the time the ball got to him. Yeah, the Georgians have done well, though, to get out of there.
Praise you.
Pick and go. And cleaners losing their feet and allowing the Georgians to get on the ball. Mazuradze, the man to make a steal.
Again, trouble at line-out time. Both sides are contesting, no matter where the ball is thrown in the line-out, rather than waiting on the ground for the other side to set the rolling maul. Quick throw in.
You can't throw it quick. There was more than two players. Line-out is already formed.
So line-out time is not looking good for either side, Butch.
No, it's not, and it's a bit of a worry for both coaches. Such a lovely platform to attack from is the line-out.
Bring it in, Cappy.
Especially the ball in the middle or at the back. And at the moment, they're just throwing it to number 2 just to make sure they win it.
And the ball comes clean to the back of the line-out this time. Tefena Berry sends it away. Cutting, looking for gaps, Alcorta. Driven back eventually by Georgia. Look at that muscle. Oh, on their own 10-meter line all of a sudden, and Gomez Patero wisely turns to the boot to regain that ground. Excellent kick, holding up on the 5-meter line. Superb feet and running that by Kvenetadze. Under masses of pressure. He's gotten away from defenders and made some space for his team to clear potentially. Yashvili.
Advantage, offside, number 3.
Well, the penalty advantage against Uruguay. It's a real coach killer. Well, you have your opposition under pressure behind their own try line, and now with a man up, they're able to try something truly expansive and run the length of Newlands for a try. And we'll go back for the penalty. We haven't really noticed there's a man gone, Bush.
No, exactly. But it's lovely to see that from the Georgians when they do have the advantage for the penalty, to have a run and have a go, even from your in goal. So, really good to see.
He's checking it. Let's go.
But yeah, it is the Uruguayan discipline that's letting them down so far. Saw it from the Georgians in round 2. And this time it's the Uruguayans. Give the Georgians an easy option to exit.
Okay.
They seem unfamiliar with running the ball down their back line after so much physical play over these last 3 matches.
Yeah, I think especially today, the backs haven't seen much in this first 30 minutes, so maybe they thought, let's have a go, man, we got the advantage.
They have some seriously impassioned wingers, both of them difficult to bring down. Getting more complicated at line-out time. Maisuratse feeds, and it's worked out for Georgia. Another high hanging kick to test the Uruguayans under the high ball, and the defenders power through and over. Kelkvice involved again. Look at these Georgians go. You can hear the noise rising in the stadium from those on the Georgian bench. Missile tackle, crucial one on the outside. But adjudged to have slapped the ball down in the tackle by referee Mbewu. Oh dear. Oh dear.
That's a deliberate knockdown.
Facciolo sent from the field.
Deliberate knockdown.
Yeah, not ideal for the Uruguayans. They're going to have to show a lot of passion now and heart. Down to 13 men. Oh, and he hasn't found touch.
Oh dear. Well, comedy of errors, unfortunately. Let's see if this was a slap down. What?
Yeah, I think that's pretty harsh on him. And justice has prevailed. They've missed touch, so let's see how long they can hold out for with only 13 men on the field.
And there goes Facciolo. He did what he had to do, Bush. There was no other option. He was the last man.
Yeah, he had to go in, ball and all. And he went for it.
And we spoke to the Uruguayan coach, Gonzalo Camardon, before the match. It's part of his coaching team.
Bind. Sit.
Look at Georgia go. Here's Deus.
Look.
Away by Tefena Berry.
Use now.
And back to the box kick for Tefenaberry. Distance this time is what he seeks. Very well done to judge that. Navrosashvili, who hangs up a kick of his own, and he's on the chase. Trouble for Uruguay. Excellent kick chase from Georgia. And on the wing, it's the busybody Aptiawari. Oh, powered into touch there.
Let's come back for a knock-on.
That scrum advantage was being played.
That was brilliant from Navrosashvili, the fullback from Georgia, taking the ball out of the air. It was a tough one for him. He had to make up a lot of ground to get there. Put up the huge Gary Owen, chased it well. Because of the pressure, forced the knock-on. And onto attack they went, the Georgians. Good cover back there by the Uruguayans, by Bianchi. Yeah, they're not going to give up, the Uruguayans. We've seen actually both these teams, I must give them a lot of credit, never giving up in all their games, playing all the way through to the 80th minute.
It's been a pleasure to watch this under-20 international series.
Bind. Sit.
And here on the last day, Georgia lead by 5 points. They have 2 extra players on the field due to a red and a yellow card, and numbers in the back line to burn should they so choose. Navrosashvili on the run. Excellent cover defense by Baso. Yashvili choked up by Burduli, their captain. And every time they get into the red zone, fantastic tackle again once more by
Jeez, he can
Galdava.
tackle that man.
Wow.
Jeez.
Watch out for him.
Yeah, it was a brilliant attack from the Georgians. Just that ball was too far. They needed to be a bit closer to the ruck. Yashvili carried the ball for a number of steps as well, allowing the Uruguayans to come up and make the tackle ball and all.
On
It's always hard to take that ball
here,
when
you need to finish
you've got
here.
a man right on
You
it.
can't now change your bind and go here, right? Let's go.
Just a chat to Didze, the 8th man for Georgia, making sure that he binds or stays where he starts the scrum, where he's binding, and doesn't move. It's mainly for when it's on their own ball.
Bind. That's stable.
It's a short arm for an early engagement.
Yeah. And the 5.
And now with a chance to clear their lines, and it will be sweet release.
Yes.
Damule not into touch, but it was a short arm, so it wouldn't have been Uruguayan possession anyway, so not necessarily a mistake. Cleared by Aptuari. In position, looking to use the feet though. Bamule. And now looking to still use his feet, but this time on the run. Almost finding a gap. These Georgians, it's always a hard-hitting tackler waiting just around the corner.
Use the ball, it's available.
Tefenaberry, he has a lot of responsibility for the rest of this match. Being players down to control the match, especially so with his boot, as he's shown. He's very much at the heart of Uruguayan tactics here this afternoon. As for Georgia, the frustration must just be growing. It's now 5 minutes.
Use it now!
That they've been 2 players up. And they've put no points on the board. Navrosashvili, the dangerous runner, with ball in hand again. Take the responsibility onto his shoulders. Great tackle, though, by the front ranker, Bertini. This has been an extended period of play. Galdava around the back, and now the back line running. Kakoidze. Rare chance for the outside center with ball in hand. Zazadze, the burly flanker, working his way forward for Georgia. Yashvili using their back line again. Galdava can't hold on, and now the grabber through. It's Echeverri on the run. Echeverri must touch this one. Echeverri, not a great kick. And he's been chopped down by guess who? Galdava on defense. Penalty turnover shortly for Georgia, but they are not actually forcing the turnover. And Pumzile Mbewu eventually gives them their just desserts.
Yeah, eventually. Jeez, that was a penalty all day long. Brilliant stuff from the
Next
Georgians
time,
to get back there
you need to
and
pick
get
up
the
that ball.
turnover.
You need to use the ball.
It was great attack initially from the Georgians, just that ball not going to hand. Maybe should have been skipped. It was that man Galdava who's been outstanding on defensively for Georgia again with a good tackle. Just Echeverry's soccer skills not up to scratch.
Getting the bounce of the rugby ball, taking it away from the toe, and now not finding touch are Georgia, giving Uruguay a chance to run. Bautista Basso, Tafenaberi
First in.
gets that away to
Lost
Rua.
it.
Tafenaberi again, Gomez Platero now.
Stay back, stay back, stay
Being
back.
forced to the boot, that player must be offsides. Warned by referee Mbeu. Tap and go from Yashvili. We've seen some spaces in the Uruguayan backfield. The dummy and go from Abtiauri. And he just cannot get the angle on the kick. Once again, Georgia move into the red zone but sacrifice possession.
Yeah, but they're kicking into gear, Georgia. This is what I spoke about when before that first game against Argentina. Watched them warm up, and their skill level was just outstanding. They were able to move the ball around freely, and we're starting to see that now, which is great to see and becomes entertaining for everybody watching. Of course, they are playing against 13 men at the moment, which makes it a lot easier.
Get back 10.
Maisuradze to the back. Galkvidze takes it and the rolling maul is set. Galdava.
You're offside, yeah. You're offside.
Well, not 10 meters back from the line out, and look how far forward referee Mbeu goes. The tap and go from Yashvili. They back themselves for the line here. Kakoidze! Kakoidze! He's over for the Georgians, and their back line is finally firing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, caught a little bit of sleep, the Uruguayans. Penalty against them. They were slowly making their way back. They weren't even 10 meters by the time Yashvili took that quick tap. A good finish by Kakodze. Quick tap. Held on to it and crashed over. Well-deserved try for the Georgians. Last 10 minutes they've been really good. Held on to it and crashed over. Well-deserved try for the Georgians. Last 10 minutes they've been really good with ball in hand. I also like how they've been speeding up the play with Yashvili. The little quick taps instead of maybe going for the corner, going for the scrum.
And they appear to be growing in to the feeling of being in the numerical advantage, which there will be for the remainder of the game, should they manage to keep all of their players on field.
Kutishvili managed to sidestep one of his teammates in his run-up. Let's see how he goes.
Thank you.
Much better strike from him, but just shaving the left hand upright. He almost can't believe it. He got the feeling that it was over. But lovely stuff from the Georgians, speeding up play. Kutishvili with a lovely skip pass. And Kakodze with the easy finish. Now let's hope that that doesn't take the wind out of the Uruguayan sail. They've been handed a red and a yellow card, so it's not easy for them out there. But they are fighters. They always hang in there till the last minute, as the yellow card, Fakiolo, does make his way back onto the field, so they will be back to 14 men.
Sweet relief for Uruguay, back to 14, not 15 of course, as they have a red card. He's dummied his entire team there as they've run beyond the line. Here's Gomez Platero. Taken on the chest by Georgia, not textbook technique. The siren sounds. Will they say enough is enough? And yes, they do. Yashvili dips his head and kicks it into the stands here at Newlands as we reach halftime in the first of two matches in the Under-20 International Championship in Cape Town. It's Uruguay who have been ill-disciplined in the first half, and Georgia who have been splendid, really. And they now go into the halftime break, 10 points in the lead, tuned on this packed day of rugby on your World of Champions, including a feature from the British and Irish Lions as they begin their tour of South Africa against the Golden Lions of the Gauteng region. There's the captain of Georgia, Burduli. He'll be happy with the way things have progressed in the first half, just the 10 points separating the sides, in spite of the fact that Uruguay earned themselves a red card about halfway through that first half as the inside center, Juan Manuel Alonso, engaged in some truly reprehensible behavior, eye gouging the number 10 of Georgia, Kutsishvili, and he was sent from the field. And there's the player who was recovered from that incident, of course, just feeling for his eyes. Nobody ever wants to see eye gouging in a game of rugby, and Alonso will be very disappointed that he let his passions get the better of him. And here are the match stats from the game thus far. Well, the total scrums, it doesn't really tell the full tale because Georgia have been completely dominating at scrum time, putting Uruguay under masses of pressure. It's only been through a rushed clearance from the base that Uruguay have managed to survive in that part of the game. But as for the lineouts, Georgia have really squandered a couple in attacking areas. They've made more tackles than the Uruguayans have, as Uruguay have tried to control the possession. And their number 9, Tefeneberry, is very much at the heart and soul of their game plan. And he's been playing outstandingly well once again today. He's really represented himself well every time he's taken to the field. This is the 4th time all of these players are taken to the field, as all sides had the chance to play against each other in the round robin stage, and today is finals day. Team 3 meets Team 4. Uruguay with that privilege, having beaten Georgia by just the 5 points last time around, and we are ready for kickoff. Fatiolo got himself a yellow card in the first half as well, unluckily so, and he's ready to make his mark surely. Gomez Platero gets us back underway. The thick set number 8 of Georgia, Sutidze, receives, no problem, carrying it right into the thick of Uruguay's big man. Yashvili patiently waiting for Aptiari, his big prop forward, to take it in, and cleared by Kutsishvili. Bamuela underneath to receive, and very well so is Yashvili. Kutsishvili away and forward they go again through Aptiari. Well offsides there, Tefeneberry. Spotted by the referee, very unlucky for Uruguay as the pass was poor.
Offside number 9.
Georgia could have been under masses of pressure. As it stands, they'll have a chance to clear the lines under no pressure at all through Kutsishvili. Kutsishvili finds touch for this Georgian side, which has suffered some heavy losses while they've been here. We're looking at the offside. Tefeneberry shooting early, very clearly.
Is the marker?
Georgia looking for their first win after heavy losses, losing 82 points to 10 against Argentina and 42 points to 0 against the junior box.
Stay there.
How sweetly they would love to leave these South African shores with a win. Look at their penalties, 10-1. The ill discipline costing Uruguay heavily. The back of the line out once again, rising high and safely. Galkvidze been a great option for Georgia at that line out, and now they'll try to get their rolling maul going again. It's already earned them a try in this match. Maisuradze keeping faith in this one, moving forward, and why not? They've made some momentum.
7.
In from the side, and a penalty advantage coming the way of Georgia. Yashvili breaks. It's all gone loose.
7. Side entry in the ball.
Don't seek too much to take full advantage of the penalty advantages on the run, do Georgia. It's broken down for them twice after they've worked so hard to earn that advantage. With that being said, why would you waste any time doing this? Hoofing the ball right into the corner. Outstanding kick from Kutsishvili, and that gives the Georgians another chance to set up one of these. And the only way Uruguay could stop this last one was to infringe, sneaking around the side there, Lucas Bianchi. Crunch time now for Georgia.
Blue, open up.
It's time for Maisuradze to hit his marker. He's been getting more and more accurate as the game has worn on. Maisuradze. Will it be Kalkvice again at the back? To the middle they go. Great contest from Uruguay. Disrupting the setup, but Georgia do have it at the back. Although they have been driven backwards before they can make any ground. Brilliant maul defense here from Uruguay, and they might just be able to hold this one in altogether. Deus wrapping around the captain, fantastic. He's kept possession, or rather regained possession for Uruguay with that outstanding play, a team play, of course. The entire scrum making their presence felt. It started with the contest in the air at the line-out, and Georgia once more, when they get line-outs in pressure situations, fail to turn those into points. They will be kicking themselves if they allow Georgia back into this one. Or rather Uruguay. And now a pressure scrum for Uruguay. Let's not forget what's been happening at scrum time. The boys in blue have been heading backwards under the ferocious might of the Georgian pack.
Bind! Sit!
Darius at the back, not even engaged, his shoulders away, looking to clear. Oh, tough, hard tackle on Tefena Berry.
Late tackle.
Late tackle on Tefena Berry.
Too late. Okay.
And now Georgia, other side, engaging in ill discipline.
Just get back 10.
All the way to where the kick landed.
Late tackle.
And Gomez Platero going old school, throwing some grass in the air, see which way the wind is blowing. And this famous ground has certainly seen plenty of that. Platero, that one's out on the 22-meter line of Georgia.
Okay.
This is a massive opportunity for Uruguay, who've been struggling for territory. It really was a fine tackle from Kalkvice, diving in at the knees and shins. Just a touch late, got the attention of Tefena Berry. And that's the job of the loose forward, let's not forget.
Capi!
The scrum halves harass the forwards and the loose forwards harass the scrum halves.
Stay there, stay.
Gutierrez.
Number 9!
Solid line out to the front, no contest from Georgia. They've wrapped around the corner. Been told to use it once, it's all broken up, and Gutierrez has to fight against his opposite numbers. On the ground, they've ripped it back of Georgia. That is ferocious stuff. Now spreading it wide, Kutsishvili. This is dangerous stuff just outside their own line from Georgia. But they're backing themselves. And more power to them. And now Bamiele. Oh, great tackle that on the retreat from Yashvili. Body in an awkward position, and Georgia straight in over the ball. And that's the turnover for Sutidze. Or was it his loose forward partner, Zazadze? What a unit they are, Kalkvice, Zazadze, and Sutidze. Not just for the poetry of their names, of course, but for the energy of their efforts. Another standout today has been Galdava in the 5 jersey for Georgia. He has been putting in the hits out there. Plenty of work for Bamiele. At the back for Uruguay. As Georgia have turned to the boot over and over again. Undoubtedly both sides expecting rainy conditions, and they've been playing all 3 of the previous matches.
Open up. Open up.
Not just in the rain, but in the mud as well.
Open up.
At Marcoto Field.
Come no. Come.
Maisuradze seeking out his captain. That one's not come down clean, but he's done well to rip it clear, Burduli. Crashing it up, setting up another phase, Georgia. We haven't seen much phase play that ends in a backline movement from Georgia, and they've lost the ball on this occasion. Tefena Berry sent it to Gomez Platero. Does all the kicking out of hand for this team. Running and looking for options. Archibadze couldn't find any. Took it into contact. That's the halfway line. Oh, big contact in the midfield. Kalkvice looking for meters. He is met by the Uruguayans. Yashvili doing some running himself, trying to find space, and Galdava does well to move forward. Now finding some looping lines, Georgia making some meters upfield. The interplay, oh my goodness gracious, back onto the field and punishing out there is Facciolo with a big hit. Numbers on the outside for Georgia now. Can they make use of them? Players rushing up to try and nullify the chance, but the hand's not good enough, and the cover defense is there for Uruguay. Yashvili away to Burduli, who carries again. What a chance for Georgia.
Use the ball, use.
To put a nail in the coffin of the Uruguayans here. Scrappily out, Mamashvili. Oh, big hits from Uruguay. They will not go away. And what now for Georgia? They'll pick and go to try set something up. Almost taking care of the referee from Zilembewu as well. Extended period of play, phase after phase. And the Georgians in control. Finds on the loop Kutsishvili, trying to create some space for Benetadze. And it's fallen loose again. Irresponsible in possession, Georgia. Not quick to get back either.
You need to use now.
And this phase of play continues. Players must be absolutely exhausted out there. Georgia in over the ball, and the penalty is earned. The effort coming from Aptiauri.
All right.
And the penalty coming to Georgia.
Yeah, and what a passage of play.
Just ask him.
End-to-end stuff. Brilliant defense from the
You kick the ball.
Uruguayans. The Georgians throwing everything at them with some great attack.
Get back 10.
Great shape on the attack as well. Using the forwards to put that ball out the back. So really are testing the Uruguayans. They're 14 men Uruguayans, but they're standing up. And they're going to have to stand up here because here comes that rolling ball of the Georgians.
Another chance for Georgia to set it up. And power these Uruguayans over the line. Can they do it this time? They've squandered many opportunities. The contest from Uruguay has been a real problem 5 meters out. To the back, Maisuret. Oh, wow. A technical error this time around. Not straight. Oh, Butch, they just keep on choking up these chances.
No, exactly. And the last 5 minutes in round 2, it was exactly that. They got into these sort of positions to win the game. And couldn't do the basics right, like getting the ball in straight in the line out. Thought it was Jake Paul there. Maybe doing some training for his boxing match.
Leave it, yes, it's your ball.
The flank there for Georgia.
Does bear a striking resemblance, Butch.
Yeah, just relax, calm down. Calm down.
Got some
Just give me the ball.
bad news for Uruguay. Big number 18, Alexander Contelia. He is a massive unit.
Look here, I made a
adds
mistake
huge
here.
impact
I'm
when
correcting
he
it
does
now.
come on.
Massive
It's your
impact.
ball. I'm
Has
correcting.
to be the standout player for Georgia during this tour. He's an
Ask him
absolute
what he
beast
did.
of a player. It looks to me that he could play a number 4 lock as well in the senior men's team,
Subs
perhaps.
done.
Really moves that frame around well. Playing prop here, of course.
Good afternoon.
Here's the mark here, left of the mark.
Yashvili. Lavway, a little scrum off for Georgia.
Time's off. Time's off. Okay, listen to me now. They are complaining that you are not straight. It starts here with a mark. You are far from a mark.
This mark, Andy.
Come to the mark. Come close. Come close. Come. Say. Yeah. Time is still off. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, a lot of talk out there between the two front rows. Finally, Bewu
Time back on.
laying down the law.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Tough afternoon for the Uruguayan front rankers. They make it work again, and it's Deus breaking around, forcing a backline player into making the tackle on him. And he's a hard gentleman to bring down. Arua.
Okay. Use.
Tafenaberi
Use 9.
with protection. Some angle on that kick. Too much angle perhaps, but it does find touch. Uruguay camped in their own 22.
I must say, Deos, the Uruguayan captain, has been outstanding at the back of the scrum for Uruguay. Scrum going backwards. He's always got over the gain line when he's picked up at the back, got around his opposition flank. He really is a player to watch for the future.
Outstanding work.
Two receivers, what's going on
What
here?
an opportunity, of course, for these players. These are the exact tournaments where you can really accelerate your career to the next level, get some eyeballs on you playing the game. To the back of the line out again on the fingertips, bringing it in. It's Geltvice once more, and the rolling ball is on the go. Uruguay dancing on the edge of coming in from the side, and Georgia now wrapping around the corner. It's looking pretty good for the Georgians here, but Uruguay just keep piling in, and now they've brought a halt to it. Brilliant work from Uruguay. And looking to clear. Now breaking free.
Away now. Tackle number
Interesting.
8.
Brought down to ground, everything's still legal.
No, there's the ball, there's the ball.
No resistance in front of them on that occasion.
Up.
And now they'll be keeping it tight. Georgia immediately over the line. Power play from the Georgians. And what a deserving scorer, Zazadze.
Yeah, great stuff from the Georgians. Going back to what they do best, the line-out maul and the pick and goes. And Zazadze crashing over for the try. Thought there was maybe a little bit of truck and trailer from the maul when the two players snuck off the side.
Did look interesting, shall we say. There was no resistance in front of it.
Yeah, exactly. So Uruguay making a few changes. Alvarez, Marcico, both making their way on. As well as David, I'm sure I saw number 25 also sneaking on.
If you're wondering why the numbers go so high, able to have at least 30 players in the squad here at this under-20 competition. 29 available to Uruguay today and 28 for Georgia. Kutsishvili. It's been getting better and better throughout the match. The strikes are clean, and this time he adds the extra 2 points. 17 points between the two sides. Sweet relief for Georgia.
It was actually a really slow ball from that ruck, so the Uruguayan should have been in place to make this tackle. Real soft tackle by Rua, I think the man was. Just riding Zazadze over the try line.
Gomez Platero. Just slipping out of the fingertips of Geltvice, but Sutidze, his capable loose trio member,
Just one step back.
picks up the loose scraps and moves Georgia forward. Really impressive loose trio they have.
Use now.
Archivadze,
Stay here, stay.
Kutsishvili. This is down to Bamiele. Working the touchline, very close to the touchline as well, and it's fallen
Playing
loose
advantage, knock on.
out of the hands of Marisco. And an advantage for the knock-on. Possession is with the Georgians, who immediately knock it on
First knock on
themselves.
here.
Disappointingly so for Quintelia.
Yeah, just spoken it up. He's really a good ball carrier, so normally does hang on to those ones. It was a tough pass though, flung at him from Ashvadze.
Time off. That's right.
Just a good boot lace, come loose.
I think you need to start playing rugby. And
We're playing rugby.
yeah. Just stick to that.
Play rugby.
Stick to that.
Please.
Well, Butch, how do Uruguay approach final 24 minutes or so of this game? They can't let Georgia dictate the rest of it, the score might run up on them. They need to find a way to stay in it.
Yeah, they certainly do. I mean, they need to put the ball through the phases. They haven't managed to get the ball up to 5 phases just yet in the game. So they've got to hang on to the ball. It's going to be a tough task for them because they haven't done it up to now. And with 14 men as well, it's going to create a few problems for them. But yeah, maybe try risk it a bit. Maybe only commit one guy to the ruck to make sure that he cleans nice and properly. Get that quick ball. We haven't seen too much quick ball from both sides this afternoon.
Time back on.
So when you do have a man down, maybe just send the one guy in to do a good job, risk it a bit, and get that quick ball and try to get the overlap that way.
Crouch. Point.
Quintelia on the near side of your screen, fresh onto the field and making his presence felt. Look at these Georgians work. The white and maroon machine marching forward. Well, they train it and they make it pay every time they can.
Yeah, I had the upper hand all game in the scrum. Not much angle. Tishvili. So only gaining about 10 meters.
7 white.
And the try will be the last involvement for Vazadze.
Time back on.
Yeah, I think we'll see
Gents,
Galdava
come
move
close.
to the flank
Open up.
to make another
close,
20
gents.
tackles.
No, you receiver.
The back of the line out, many dummy takers there for Georgia. Eventually Galdava on the receive and Quintelia employed on the crash ball. And Chivadze, the replacement scrum off. And look at the Georgians now running at depth and pace. It's a pleasure to see they've grown in confidence.
Let's use it, let's use it, let's use it.
Now Chivadze away, strong hits, but Gelkvidze keeps his head down and moving forward with the support of his teammates. Sabar Chivadze trying for the interception.
Option. Knock
Did
into
not come up
touch.
with the goods.
Line out or
Echeverri.
scrum.
Get the option of a scrum or line out.
Scrum option.
Well, they're just battling to break this Uruguayan defense, the Georgians. Again, the Uruguayans not giving up, throwing everything at the Georgians on defense. But they've gone for the scrum again, so yeah, you're going to see them keep it in again, Paul.
Those cramps are a throwback to their first match, really, when they were cramping up all over the field.
Yeah, it was like a war zone out there in that first game for them.
Let's try and get him up.
Yeah, this field's a lot firmer than the Makota field.
The miracle of drainage, which, of course, Newlands, a field prepared for the top-level international matches, has plenty of technology going on underneath the grass. Whereas the Makota, of course. And there we are. That's the Uruguayan head coach, Gonzalo Camaldon.
Jump back on. Just
Not too happy with life, as one might expect.
Yeah, he would have been disappointed with his team in that first half, the discipline, especially the yellow and red card. I thought the yellow was actually a bit unfortunate, so definitely the red card. Oh, there we go.
And they will cherish this, will Uruguay. Tap and goes, the right call, short arm given. It's great defense from both sides all over the park today as Marisco gets tackled. Now looking for something on the outside. Basso throws out a hopeful pass and Bamiela makes it good. Working the blind. Quick breakdowns Uruguayans have been securing for the last few phases. That changes this time. Echeverri wraps it around the corner. And now the looping skip pass to the outside to Facciolo, the player that was yellow carded in the first half. too much to do. Eventually tackled to ground, some indecision, and that's not a good choice. Men over the ball from Georgia as Burduli loses his feet and the chance to force the turnover. Now working the high numbers. Oh, Uruguay, Pirone. Alvarez gets it away. Gomez Platero. But this Georgian defense is spread across the field. That charge down falls fortuitously. And Deus looking for gaps now, straight down the field. Big hit though from Chikovani.
Is the ball available? No, leave it.
Uruguay throwing it all on the line right now. All the energy they have as Gomez Platero turns to the boot. The chip over the top is well measured. And the loose kick back the Uruguayans' way. Makes things safe for Georgia temporarily at least. This corkscrew out of the tackle is prodigious. And away goes Marisco. In over the ball. Georgia so hungry for the turnover at all times. And Alvarez carries forward for Uruguay. Extended periods of play in the second half. Miska away to Gomez Platero. Great hands and a tackle in the midfield. Shuts down the move. But Butch, these sides are both playing with freedom.
Yeah, that's more like it from the Uruguayans. Brilliant stuff from them. Creating a few opportunities there in that little passage, especially in that last one. They had the numbers on the outside. That man, Galdava, no wonder his shoulders are sore.
Time's off. Okay.
Around 30 tackles this afternoon. He's been outstanding defensively.
Yeah. You're playing your advantage very
that
well.
individual, fantastic in the line-out,
And it's
Gelkovice.
effective, so.
After some early struggles for Georgia, they started turning to Gelkovice at the back. And he mixed things up and got the Uruguayans guessing.
So
And of course, the rolling ball, such a big part of Georgia's game. The clean line-out ball, crucial. They've taken advantage of the rolling ball on 2 occasions to secure tries, Georgia. Still just the 17 points ahead.
Number five.
They'll feel reasonably secure
Yeah, he's
that
going
they can
out.
see this game
Who's
through
coming
from
in?
here. But they certainly have still given Uruguay something to sniff at, in spite of the fact that they got a red card 20 minutes
Let's go.
in.
There's a mark here. Gents, come, here's a mark.
Yeah, they've been pretty good this second half, Uruguay. Especially the last couple of minutes, they've really thrown everything at the Georgians and looked really dangerous. They'll be wanting more of that to finish this game.
Let's go, gents, let's go. Crouch. Bind. Sit.
This is where the Georgians make it pay, and they make it pay again. Quintelia popping up in the front row, but Georgia marching on, and another penalty comes their way.
Just behind the scrum. Standing up. We talk downtime, we still have a penalty here.
Yeah, really tough for the Uruguayans to get going when they are battling at set piece, especially at the scrum.
Yes, Captain?
Finds his touch, Kutishvili. Another big scrum from the Georgians.
Going up. Okay, just but look what I'm looking for. Dominance. If they push straight forward and then you guys go up.
There's the big man. Must be a big gap to come through the front row of Uruguay.
Very patient at line-out time now, as Maisurat this time does not find his marker. The kick through is quite hefty, but it's bounced kindly for Uruguay, bouncing towards the corner here. What a kick it turns out to be.
Yeah, what a touch finder.
All part of the plan.
Pedro Marcico.
An attempted quick throw from Georgia. It's been stopped by Pumzile Mbeu. How Uruguay will be hungry for this.
Just make sure they're in line with you, please. Let's get in, let's get in, let's get in. Are you in? Let's get in. On the line.
They need a hooker to throw it in.
To the front, Uruguay with a great contest and holding on to it by the fingertips.
Let's use it now. Let's use it.
Excellent stuff from Georgia under pressure, and there's the big boy, Quintelia. Doing well to chop him down early in his runs. Since he's come onto the field.
Use it!
Look to provide crash ball for Georgia. Call is use it. And Archivadze, the big box kick. Not short enough for the chasers to contest. That's a hospital pass. And firing up out of the line was Kakoidze. Well, Uruguay now with possession back, and Georgia right in their faces. The defense from both sides has not gone away at any moment during this match. Almost intercepted.
Bring advantage,
Oh, the offload in the tackle. It's really scrappy here late in the game. And this will play into Uruguay's hands more than Georgia's. As Uruguay are desperate for points. But the shoulders are strong. The shoulders are strong, Butch.
Yeah, they need to be, because there's some massive hits coming in. The Uruguayans this time, they throwing the ball around. We've seen a bit of that from the Georgians. Some good stuff. Just nearly an intercept though from Basso.
Here's a mark,
He would deserve a try.
go.
He's had an outstanding tournament. But it's just great to see. I mean, the Uruguayans down to 14 men early on in the game. They've never given up. They've thrown everything.
Let's try and speed it up, Kepi. Let's try and speed it up. Let's try and speed it up, Kepi. Let's try and speed it up.
Taking their time with every set piece, Georgia.
Bind! Sit!
Ignacio Alvarez to feed the scrum, and Georgia are dismantling Uruguay on their own feed this time, and the penalty goes against them. This time Deus unable to clear. Well, the frustration
Time is off.
building, passion bubbling over.
Captain.
And Georgia
Captain.
have been spoken to a number of
Captain.
times.
Captain, 8. Come here, please.
With slunken shoulders, Deus
Gents,
approaches.
It simply means that you don't want to play rugby right now, eh? I have to act on foul play that's happening around here, and I have to deal with it.
But you're only acting.
Listen to me, I'm still talking. Listen to me. I need to react on it. You need to go back to your players, tell them to play fair and square, right? No foul play. Any other foul play coming from now on, then I will act on it. Let's go. Giving you 1 minute now.
Butch, is 1 minute enough?
Yeah, more than enough. Yeah, the game's been played in a good spirit. You know, we saw that little bit of foul play from Alfonso, and he got what he deserved.
There's a penalty.
But besides that, it's been pretty well done
Hands
by
in the
both
scrum.
teams. Nice and hard rugby. I don't know if that was a minute between the two captains, but hopefully they've given that warning to their team. We don't want to see anyone else leave the field.
I'm sure they do not. And spare a thought for Juan Manuel
Here's a mark
Alonso.
here. Here's a mark.
He let his passion get the better of him. Eye gouged an opposition player, Kutsishvili, and was red carded for that in the 20th minute or thereabouts in the match.
Time's off.
And it appears he's left his Uruguayan side with an
Time back
impossible
on.
task on the back of that.
Fine there. Just keep it there. And remain there.
Less than 14 minutes to go. They trail and they're under pressure. To the front of the lineup. Another great contest from Uruguay, disrupting.
Outside.
Alvarez fires one back,
Open advantage over.
almost over the head of his teammate. It appears we're heading back.
In a line out. So it's 50.
Must have been taken back.
In a line
Yeah,
out.
taken back to Silva. Did well to take it. It was a ball way above his head. Probably was the reason that he did kick it out.
No.
of the
We're
full.
scrumming. We're scrumming. Yeah,
Put
yeah.
under a bit of pressure with that
Yeah.
pass.
In the line out. We're scrumming. Yeah. no.
I'm sure you've been put in that position a couple of times, but you're standing
we
with the clearance kicker on that
There was a knock on in the line out.
And I had great scrum off, so it was only when the forwards passed to me.
Here's the mark.
Well, Uruguay will be shaking in their boots here.
Let's speed it up. Let's speed it up. Let's go. Let's go. Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Deus quickly from the kick is a great one. Pressure put on, but well managed by Georgia. Archivadze eventually receiving. The kick is a great one. Pressure put on, but well managed by Georgia. Archivadze eventually receiving. Kuntelia now. Is Georgia really wrapping around on the run? Chikovani involved as they send it wide. Try scorer Kakoidze dragged down in the tackle. And a scrum cap goes fine.
Get back 10, get back 10, get back 10.
When you know the dark arts are at work, it's a penalty to Uruguay. They tap and go, Alvarez.
11.
Is everybody back 10? It appears not. Another advantage to Uruguay.
I could see a yellow, yeah, Paul. Deliberately not 10.
You are not 10.
I think it's... unfortunately for Kvenetskadze.
Not 10.
Hasn't seen too much of the ball. But boy, yeah, I keep going on about it, but just the passion and guts shown from Uruguay. Great defense there again. They looked like they were outnumbered, but they got across, made the tackle, got the steal, took the quick tap. Just great stuff from Uruguay.
And now they're 14 on 14 till almost the end of the match. If they have dreams of something spectacular here,
time is still off.
they've made it
Time
possible.
is still off.
Yeah, 12, well, it's going to be 11 minutes till
Time is still
of
off.
time in the rugby match.
Off. White. Number 5.
The subs continue
5.
coming on for Georgia. Gvelesiani and Ganiashvili both coming
Who's
onto
the
the
receiver
field.
here? Come in. Come in. Time back on.
All sorts of subs coming on. And it's fallen loose for Uruguay. Bitter disappointment as Echeverri cannot control. And it's Gvelesani fresh onto the field and into the action.
Bandage over.
Now flooding around to make their presence felt on defense as Georgia sensing gaps opening as this Uruguayan defense begins to tire. Archivadze off to the open side again. Big contact. Ganiashvili crashing it up into the Uruguayans.
Yep.
And that's been knocked on by Georgia at the base of that rack, and we'll have a scrum to Uruguay. So they'll have to face the pressure of the Georgian scrum again.
It's just an knock-on. Let's go, gents. We're scrumming here. Here's a mark.
Yeah, throwing it around again, the Georgians.
Up 17. You just got in here.
Just drifting a little bit. We need to get someone to straighten up in the back line.
Yeah.
Their passing skills and their running lines are really good. Because when they do get those numbers on the outside, they do need someone just to straighten it up, fix the defender.
Coach! Bind! Sit!
Crunch time for Uruguay again. Deus once more. The captain does well at the base. Looking to hit it on the loop. The set move not working out. Pass not going to hand. And for all of their endeavor, Uruguay have lacked accuracy here this afternoon. As the sun makes a brief appearance, driving forward. Venesiani, look at this. The power from the front ranker. Up beyond the 10-meter line.
3, 4.
And the scrum goes against Georgia. Maul called. The Georgians unable to free.
Number 2.
Yeah, such a pity for the Georgians. Such a lovely run.
Listen here. If there's a foul play, a TMO is checking on it, right? And then he will tell me whether we continue or not.
We're going to take him to look it.
Yeah, a lot of chat from the Uruguayans. They felt there was a bit of foul
Did you
play.
get what I'm saying? Did you get what I'm saying? Okay.
If there's our cameraman will pick it up, that's for sure.
Oh, he's had a job on his hands, referee Mbewu
Okay,
today.
Yeah, yes.
It won't get any easier between the junior box and
Scamia.
Argentina.
Yeah, like I mentioned pre-game, it was a really heated game in round 2. So I've got no doubt this one almost dubbed as a final, so it's going to be a huge bit of passion from both teams.
And as is the custom,
Coach!
the junior box have a very physical side.
Bind! Sit!
Alvarez getting into position for Deus to find, and Georgia cannot get another penalty from a Uruguayan scrum. And now with a chance to counter, sending it upfield, Archivadze. Great kick really, over the head of the retreating Bamyele. With a great connection, sends the ball downfield at Newlands with not much backlift. Now feeling free to run, Kutsishvili, who sends the pass.
Impressive when it does work. 2 scrums before this, it did get caught in the lock's legs, and they were impressive when it does work. 2 scrums before this, it did get caught in the lock's legs, and they were impressive when it does work. 2 scrums before this, it did get caught in the lock's legs, and they were impressive when it does work. 2 scrums before this, it did get caught in the lock's legs, and they were impressive when it does work. 2 scrums before this, it did get caught in the lock's legs, and they were impressive when it does work. 2 scrums before this, it did get caught in the lock's legs, and they were eventually penalised because it didn't come out.
Sit! Steady now, steady!
Last scrum was really, really good. In and out, as quick as a flash, to their captain, and off they go.
On bind, you are fine there. But when you set, you're coming to his arm. I don't want you on his arm.
Which, as an individual that played for schools that were not from Paul or the Daniel Pinos of this world or the Afis, there were many a time when we had to conduct scrums like these Uruguayans did. Just get the ball out of there.
Yeah, that's why it was nice at school where you could only scrum for, what was it, 1-2 meters or something, which helped.
Have to take advantage of that. Have to.
Point! Stay there. Sit!
Away again from Deus. And that's a confusion for Uruguay. Wisely turning to the boot to keep themselves moving forward, and that's out into touch. But the accuracy lacking from Uruguay again for all of the energy.
Yeah, almost like the backs didn't believe that the ball was going to come out of that scrum, but it did. That channel 1 was working again, nice and quickly. Deus at the back, and then a bit of confusion amongst the backs.
That one over the top again, accuracy from both sides, waning in these closing moments of the match, but Uruguay will still have dreams. It's 14 on 14 right now, so with equal numbers, they'll be desperate to get some points on the board. Alvarez looking to improvise with the pass. It's Deus now, and on the outside, it's going to have to go for the corner with everything he's worth. And in he goes, it's Bautista Basso, as Uruguay score again at last. And they may just have given themselves a sniff in this match. They'll have to do something truly miraculous in the last 5 or so minutes, but they've put it on the line.
Yeah, great stuff from Uruguay. They were looking threatening all the way along. And their captain again, Deus, look at that. Sees that Basso is in space, gives it to him early, allows him to have that one-on-one, and he does really well to finish it off.
Thank you.
Tough kick for your first of the match. And what a blessing it is to have some sun shining into Newlands. Never curling back online from Bamiela. Started it right and right it remained. The score remains 20 points to 8.
Yeah, good little dummy run in the middle from the Uruguayans, Gareze. And then Deos, what a play.